there's nothing new. We do this every day.
Parallel now, keep it straight. Look at your hand. Watch your face nod. You're cutting too much over here. Your saw is not parallel to the face nod. Okay. Now you're gonna cut back, leave about 10% on the back.
I think I started with that. I started back here.
Okay, all right, well just take your tip then, cut it off. We're headed that way. Watch your trip hazard. Set a wedge, right? When you hear the tone stay the same, you know you're done. All right, so now you want to take your tip, just your tip, pull across there and cut that loose. Tip, use the tip. Take that pulling side and start and just cut in the depth of what you have left and pull it across there. And that way you're not exposing your whole bar to a pinch. Very important when we get to bucking stuff up. Everybody wants to take and put a whole flat bar. Well, you pinch very easy that way. If you use the pulling side of the tip, you don't get stuck as much. Now, as soon as you see that gap grow, what do? Go.
Still can't believe you love me.
One thing, if you'll level up to your face notch, you'll go through level. But if you don't level up to your face notch, you're high and low. You're on line here and you're high on the other side. You kind of have to parallel because this one you're going to have to lift. So you got to kind of parallel your face notch with your wedge. So twist your wedge around so it's going in parallel to your face notch. There you go. As far back as you can, but parallel to your face notch. Okay. You don't want to go too tight on the small tree because you can pop your hinge off. So now you cut that strap off. If it goes, you walk away. If not, you drive the wedge.
Oh, oh, I can't believe you love me. Oh, oh, I just feel so lucky. Oh, oh, still can't believe you love me.
Look at your face notch. Look at your face notch. Point A to point B, 3/4 inch behind it. Don't want to cut the hinge off. Made some storm situations, like to be across a little logging road here, and more or less we're going to look today, checking out their equipment to put together some plans to be able to move this off of the road. So going to be quite interesting, I think. Most all of the planning process is yesterday. I'm going to start off with a little demonstration, and then more or less we'll start working on these piles today. Marked 3 piles in several locations here, and so I've determined for them where they should cut for log lengths. They have to be able to plan exactly how to approach that particular cut. And so what we have, a planning process there. Number one, looking for any hazards, anything that might be overhead or might be something on the ground that could be dangerous. Looking for good terrain, footage, that kind of thing. Then they got to figure out when they cut right here, is it going to go up or is it going to go down? Is it going to go left or right, side to side? Could it roll? Could it twist? Could there be side pressure? And then could there be back pressures? If it's up against something, still attached to broken fiber or stump? And then next thing is what type of cut to do to be able to maintain control of that situation, but also get it severed so the next step, the equipment or hand movement, could come in to get it cleared out of the road. They have to cut some small ones sometimes, open roads, clear things. But more or less what they have is they have a chainsaw in their squad cars, in their vehicles. There may be several people use it. That unit stays in there, supposed to keep it maintained, and if it needed be, they can pull it out. They're trained to be able to handle the pressures and binds to clear a road situation. Work or play a situation to where several people use one chainsaw. In other words, they have a chainsaw and PPE and fuel in their cars. So they're able to respond to a storm situation or damage, tree across a road, whatever it might be. And you know, sometimes you think in those situations you would expect everybody to kind of keep everything in really good shape, but you always have several people that's operating it. Maybe the situation was it was real busy, it was real late, they didn't have time to check it out, and so they put it back in the box. Well, problem is you don't check it out, then when somebody else needs it or you need it the next time, it's not going to be up to work, and so to speak. And so it's something to where it needs to be sharpened, it needs to be cleaned, it needs to be checked out to make sure it's going to be ready to go for the next task. How do we do that? I think the important thing is to practice. In other words, most people don't attempt to do something because they're either not trained to do it or they're not comfortable with doing it. And so when you think through the training process, you can get that from video, you can get that from owner's manual, you can get that from watching somebody else, talking to somebody else, your own experience by seat of the pants, or you end up basically understanding it somehow. But then you have to practice it to become comfortable with it. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people don't take and actually want to do that maintenance and that upkeep on the chainsaws to make sure they're going to be right, because they're not comfortable with it. So my challenge is get out there and practice. The more you do it, the faster you get, the easier it gets, the more comfortable you are with it. And once you've got it down that way, that you've done it many times, then you can end up being able to do it just like riding a bicycle. It comes in naturally. So give it a try. I think you'll become more comfortable, and everybody will be happier when you pull that chainsaw out of the case to be able to handle a task with it. Good sawing to you.
I just feel so lucky.